Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Tuesday, the 3rd of June. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com and is published on YouTube for everyone after a delay of 24 hours. Okay, right, let's have a look at ES. Now, ES, we've had the, I was talking yesterday about needing to break and convert the weekly pivot. We've done that, and we've got another strong day of historical stats today, so I'm thinking we've got a decent chance of retesting this high here today. There are a couple of caveats I'd say to that. I've been looking at these stats for the next few days, and I've got to say, there's not a published lean for every day, that we've got them every day for this week and next week. But there is a catch here. Today is bullish, Friday is bullish, today is bullish, Thursday is bullish, and Monday is bullish, but we've got marked bearish leaning days on Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday and Wednesday. This means that four out of the next 6 days are actually leaning significantly bearish. I am wondering whether, if we don't make a new high today, whether we might be making a flag. A, B, C, and we could see that. So that's worth bearing in mind. But at the moment, we're on the way heading back, and we will see whether or not we manage to get there today. If we don't get there today, I will be wondering about seeing a lower low, maybe getting back to testing 57.50, and then probably coming back up from there. Okay, NQ. As with ES, we've still got a nice looking level top here. Again, we've broken over the weekly pivot and converting it at the moment, and I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of this high. RTY, I was noting yesterday that we had a head and shoulder which has broken down. That's actually failed overnight, which I'm pleased to see, because that didn't really fit with what I was seeing elsewhere. Again, breaking convert the weekly pivot, we've got a shot at a retest of the high. And YM, again, nothing particularly exciting happening here. No patterns which have broken down and failed, but again, leaning towards the upside, and it's all about breaking, converting the weekly pivot. But as I said, anything we failed to do today, we may see more downside tomorrow. So we shall see. All right, looking at DAX, nothing really much to see. Possible double top, obviously. ESTX, really not even that. Not much to see at all. Okay, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Now, SPX ADP, I noted this a few weeks ago, and you can see it peaked here and has been going down. The market hasn't really been going down with it, but then it doesn't actually need to. I mark it up here. You often see a high, but sometimes you just see a period of, periods of consolidation and going down. Where I tend to get pretty bullish is when it gets down into this minus 25 area. Which we're not close to at the moment. Okay, looking at the daily charts on ES, obviously we've held the daily middle band of support, and that is the main support that I'm looking at. If you look at the daily middle band on the SPX chart, I've got that now in the 58.33 area, and it's not actually that far below. This is one reason I'm thinking we won't see another leg down in a flag, but we could do. So I'm just bearing it in mind. It's so I'm on the bigger picture, I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of the all-time high at 6143.43. Nothing really happening on the hourly chart. On the 15-minute chart, no negative divergence. I'm still liking the retest of this high, which on SPX you can see is not far away, although it's a bit further away on ES. On the Qs, we've got a peak, possible weak RSI 14 sell signal brewing, nothing on the RSI 5. RSI 14 sell signal reached the possible near-miss target at this stage. I've pretty much written it off. And 15-minute, again, nothing. We've got a nice looking potential level top here on Qs. We don't have one on SPX, but we do have one on ES. Looking at Dow, RSI 5 sell signal on the daily reached the possible near-miss target, and I've pretty much written it off, as long as we are holding the daily middle band, which we tested at the lows here and has been rising, and we tested again the last couple of days. As long as that holds, I'm liking the upside, and I'm wondering about a possible retest of the all-time high here too. On the hourly chart, we've got an RSI 14 buy signal fixed, which hasn't made target yet, and I'm expecting to. 15-minute, nothing particular at the moment. Okay, looking at IWM, looking at the daily chart, RSI 5 sell signal reached the possible near miss target as well, but here we've got a potential inverse head and shoulders, and this is a very interesting pattern to be seeing here. Now we still need to get over declining resistance, which we haven't managed yet, but if we see a break up from this and it's a sustained break, this could take IWM, which is a lot further away than SPX and QQQ, up into a retest of the all-time high as well, and it's a pretty decent looking pattern. Now, obviously, it could fail, but I'm wondering about this, and I'm wondering whether it might take Qs and SPX significantly higher than the all-time high. Is there much fundamental reason to see that at the moment? No, but I'm expecting to see the retest, and I am wondering about it. Oh, I'm going to send an email out later, so don't worry about it. Okay, so we will see or tomorrow. But I'll definitely have an email out. Don't worry about it. All right. So looking at this, I'm wondering very much about this. On the hourly chart, we've got an RSI 14 buy signal that's reached the possible near miss target. But really, I'm watching this declining resistance, which you can see is held like a champ so far. This is quite an important resistance trend line, and the main IHS neckline there. And this is probably the most important pattern on equities that I'm looking at the moment. On the 15-minute chart, nothing to see at the moment. But there's a lean back towards retesting the highs. But as I said, caveats over the next 6 days, 4 of them are leaning bearish. I have to say, out of the next 8 days, 4 of them are leaning bearish. So we've got 2 bullish days at the end of that. But it does have me wondering. It does give a bearish window. So anyway, we will see. All right. In fact, actually, out of the 9 days, 4 days leaving bearish because you've got 3 bearish days on Thursday, Friday, and the following Monday. At the end of next week. Okay, looking at DAX, we've still got a possible weak RSI 14 sell signal brewing and an RSI 5 sell signal fixed. Not taking those particularly seriously, but again, watching support at the daily middle band, which is main uptrend support here. On Nikkei, we've got potential inverted head and shoulders there. It's a bit oversized, this one, but again, it could take us, if IWM is going to retest the high, we could see a retest of 42.4 on Nikkei as well. So we shall see. All right, great. Let's have a look at DX. Now, DX came back and retested the low yesterday, and I've been watching this with interest because I'm wondering whether it's actually going to make it to the head and shoulders target in the 98.4 area, because we've made it down to about 98.49, but we've got a nice looking double bottom, and we've got a buy signal fixed, and that's now reached a possible near miss target. But we have matching patterns on USD, which is reaching target actually, GBP USD, which is not reaching target yet, USD JPY, obviously that's positively correlated with DX, and we've got a 6-minute buy signal fixed there too. Nothing on USD CAD, but we've got sell signals fixed on Australian dollar and NZ. Now, a lot of these are pretty close to making target, but I'm looking at this potential level bottom on DX, and a sustained break over 100.5 would take us back approximately into the 102.5 area up here, and we could see that happen, I think. We will see. All right, great. And that could be as part of a larger bear flag here. But as I said, there's a lot of doubt over the bigger picture direction on the dollar here. We've got this beautiful bull flag, which is suggesting we may make it up to a retest of 114.75-ish, or wherever the high was there. All right, ZB. I've actually used this as my chart of the day today. This is a beautiful rising wedge. It's really, really nice. We've got 3 touches here, arguably 4. Arguably 5 actually, but 3 main touches. Then we've got 3 touches below. I've already drawn this in. This was the low yesterday. This is a really, really nice rising wedge. And the chances are it's a bear flag. So likely is we could go up and test resistance again, although there's really no need. But I'm thinking we're probably going to fail at the monthly pivot and then come back and retest this low on ZB, and then either make the second low a double bottom or fail. And go lower, which is very much a possibility. Looking at CL, looking at ZN, we've got a double top that's broken up here, but if that ZB flag plays out, then chances are this is going to fall back into the lows too. Now, I would say, obviously, a flag like this still has a 30% chance of breaking up, and it could do that, but it's a very, very nice bear flag, and normally they break down. All right, CL. We had a nice looking head and shoulders here, and it broke down, and really I was leaning towards that making target. There's a very nice pattern set up here, but at the moment it's rejecting back up to the high. If it does the full rejection, it's going to retest this high here in about the 64.10 area, and we could break over this trend line. Now, Looking at the bigger picture, HO, heating oil's got a nice looking bear flag too, but obviously it could go higher within the flag before it goes lower. RBOB, we have got a very nice bear flag too, and that looks as though it's broken down, but it could just be expanding. And just continuing to form the bear flag, and that could allow CL to head up into maybe 66, 67 area, where I have a potential alternative trend line. But that would be the revised trend line. Oh, okay, it's moved, but that would be the revised trend line on gas oil. I'm still leaning towards overall bear flags forming, but we might see a bit more upside within it. NG, we had a buy signal, and that made target. Now we got a sell signal, and we're seeing a bit of a retrace. Keeping an open mind on this one, but bigger picture, I think the lean is down, but at the moment it's not cooperating with that, a bit like the dollar. So GC has broken up from the flag, and I'm expecting to see a retest of the all-time high. We could well see a retracement first, no current signal. SI, no current divergence. We finally saw after, what was it, 2 weeks or something, but no, a week, felt longer. But we finally saw a move up to retest this high, and went a bit higher. I've got target trend lines in the 36 and 38 area, and I think we're going to be making those soon. Palladium, we had a nice looking double bottom. You can see it's broken up and it's made target. We got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. Could see a reversal here. You quite often see that at pattern targets, but nothing really compelling saying we're about to see that here. Platinum, keeping an open mind. Could this be a bear flag? Sorry, a bull flag? Yeah, it could. And if we go to channel here, wait a second. Not quite, but we do have a potential bull flag falling wedge here, and watching that with interest. So I'm leaning towards this delivering at least a retest of the high. I would say this is actually recently broken out of the bigger picture range, so I am wondering about that. This could be setting up for continuation higher. On HG, is this a flag? No. And the reason is that it dominates the previous downtrend, which really comes from here. So it's too large to be a flag. It's not too large to be a decent looking. Okay, mate. No worries. Yeah, I'll send you the email. There's no particular hurry. I'll make sure everything's fine. So everything will be cool. So I hope you have a good holiday though. If it is a holiday. All right, so this looks like a rising megaphone at the moment, and not a bad one. Next obvious target within the megaphone support. These often break down, little retracements, could get back to the low, but this isn't a flag, and there is no flag target. Bigger picture, I'm leaving short, though, on copper. Okay, let's have a look at KC. KC, week 60-minute buy signal fixed. Pretty much made it to the wedge support, so we could be heading back up to wedge resistance currently at about the 354 area. SB has retested the low and maybe setting up a small double bottom. CC, we've got a head and shoulders that's broken down here with a target in the 76.25 area, and at the moment we're seeing whether this is going to fail with a move over the right shoulder high, which is currently in about the 96.25 area. All right, looking at cotton, still wondering about a double bottom here. Looking at lumber, we've the buy signal made target. Sorry, I'm just need to write in no current divergence now. The buy signal made target. I'm still leaning short here on the bigger picture. Really, this has barely been moving in recent days. So it's every so often this gets exciting, and then it gets very long periods where it's not exciting. Currently, it's not exciting, but we do have a very weak possible 6-minute sell signal brewing here. On wheat, this still looks like a potential inverted head shoulders. Corn went and retested the low, potential double bottom here, looking a bit whippy. On soy, this could be a double top breaking down. It's not a great double top. I'm keeping an open mind. We're still on a 60-minute buy signal, and on soybean oil, possible double top breaking down again. Live cattle, still leaning towards this being an ABC with a lower low to come, and lean hogs, this has made a new high and doesn't look like a double top at the moment, and no particular sign that it's about to reverse. All right, great. Let's have a quick look at questions. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer 98 as well. But all right, mate. Anyway, everyone take care. I will catch you guys again tomorrow morning. I'm going to be off on Friday, by the way. I forgot to announce that at the start of the video. It's just the end of term for college and so on. So I'm actually doing 3 collections of clothes and various gear from children's houses over the next few days. So I need to take Friday off to do one of those. All right. Anyway, take care. Catch you tomorrow morning.